We're holding Daf Hey Amud Aleph, first quarter Daf Hey. It really begins on Donald Beis. We said yesterday that the person should always say Kriya Shema Alamita. It's a mitzvah to say Kriya Shema Alamita. Now we're on Amud Rav Nachman. Im Talmud Chochamu, although it's a mitzvah, so this mitzvah, the Talmud Chocham is actually exempt, Ein Tzorich, because Rashi explains the biggest protection that we have is Torah. So since he's constantly learning, he's rogel b'mishnasoi, he's chazing, he's reviewing what he learned. So that he's always constantly learning. That's enough. That's sufficient. Amar Abaye, af Talmud Chochem miboy lemeimer cham psuke derachmi. Even though he's learning, so he doesn't need the protection of Kriya Shema, he should still, it's appropriate to say some type of tefillah, or some posik, or something of rachamim. For example, Kegoin, you say, V'yodcha afkid ruchi, Padisa oisi Hashem kelemis. Hashem, that I trust Hashem, I give you over my ruach when I go to sleep, and Hashem will protect me, will redeem me. How does a person protect himself from Averis? The answer is L'oilam Yargiz Adam Yetzer Tov Al Yetzer Hara. He should anger the Yetzer Tov on the Yetzer Hara. And we learn this in the same pasuk. Rigzu, they should anger V'al Tachto, and then he won't sin. Which means this is a concept of Mussar, this is a concept of Mussar, that a person has to realize that the Yetzer Hara is the enemy, and we have to be willing to fight against the Yetzer Hara in order to succeed. So the Gemara goes on. That's step one. There's a step two in the process. Okay, that should work often. V'imlav yasek b'Torah. So then you have to be oisik b'Torah. Oisik b'Torah means to be oisik b'Torah, to really put your mind into Torah. This will help fight the Yetzer Hara. How do we know that? Also from the pasuk. You should say in your heart, that's Torah. So again, im nitzchu mutav. That also should work. If it doesn't work, then yikra Kriya Shema. Then we use Kriya Shema. We recognize that Hashem is one. The Tashkocha, and Hashem watches us. Shema Yisrael, Shenemar Al Mishkavchem. That's what it says. Al Mishkavchem. Im nitzru mutav. Im lav. If not, the final weapon, maybe the most powerful weapon, is Yizkor Lo Yamisa. The person should remember. He should contemplate, remember that La'achar Mei V'Esrim, there'll be Yom HaMisa, there'll be the day of death. Shenemar V'Doimu Sela. That's when we'll be silenced, will be complete silence. La'achar Mei V'Esrim, and that certainly should be effective to fight the Yetzer Hara. Amar Rav Levi Bar Chava Navishon Ben Lokshmai Resiv. Pasuk says, "Ve'etna l'cha es luchos ha'even." I will give to you the luchos, ha'even, the stone, v'atayra, v'mitzvah, shekasafti l'hoyroison. So we explain, the Chazal explain the pasuk. What are these luchos? Luchos eilos resadibris. When it says v'atayra zu mikra, Torah is learning psukim, learning the Torah, the Torah shebachsav, v'mitzvah zu mishkan. Shekasafti, what I wrote, it's Knei Neviim, Ksuvim. And I wrote them, Ze Gemara. Melamed shekulam nostu v'Moshe Sinai. So this pasuk teaches that everything was given on Sinai. It's not just, on Sinai wasn't just a Sarset Dibros. It wasn't just Torah shebachsav. That's a mistake. Here, the Torah reveals that everything was given, Gemara, everything in Torah was given Moshe. Moshe knew everything that was said in Torah already from Rosh Yeshiva. It was given over. we see in the Torah mentions the Sosatiris, but that's just the basic rules. But in fact, everything was given over to Moshe. See, Pasuk says, the Gemara says, continue. So we'll go back to what we started discussing. There's a mitzvah to say the Kriya Shema as we fall asleep before we go to bed. So that is a very powerful protection. You have to realize that in the time of the Gemara and Chazal, they understood Ruchnius in a much deeper way. And they understood that nighttime is a dangerous time. There's different koiches of Ra, of evil at night, and we require protection. So Kriya Shema is a protection. And Chazal here, and they're going to prove it from the Psukim, but they give a mashal, just a certain image to give to explain what Kriya Shema does. It's like it's a parable. It's like a concept. It's like in a ruchnius way a sword, a two double-edged sword, a very sharp sword. Shnemar. The praise of the Shem in their throat, and in their hand they have a sword. My mash. How is that implied in the pasuk? Because if you look beforehand, it says in the pasuk, "Yaluzu chasidim b'chavod," that the chasidim will praise Hashem. Yiranu mishkavoisam, and they'll praise Hashem on mishkavoisam, on the bed. That's so obviously the pasuk, and that's referring to Kriya Shema Alamita, and that is like a very powerful, very sharp sword which protects us from danger. In fact, this is a similar statement. This is what Taisus mentioned in Daveh, is that the purpose of Kriya Shema Alamita is not mitzvahs Kriya Shema. We should mistake this for Kriya Shema Sha'arvis. No, Kriya Shema Alamita is a special Kriya Shema we say that protects us from mazikin. That's what it says here. Mazikin v'dilin imenu. Mazikin means the evil keiches, whatever that means, shadim, whatever they are deflected with the Kriya Shema. Shenemar b'nei Reshef yagbiu uf ein uf el Torah. So the b'nei Reshef are prevented from the uf. Uf is Torah. Shnemar is ayif einecha boy ve'einen. We say that if you blink your eyes, it's not there. That's Torah. That's why they say that they used to, Rabbi Yashiv knew Kol Torah Kulhi. They knew, he used to listen to him learn. And if he had, he had the Gemara, he didn't have the Gemara, he had the Mashar, he didn't have the Mashar. He was able to say every single word by heart. He knew every single Risha and every single Mashar, word for word, verbatim. And they said, well, how is it possible? They said, the concept is that if you're constantly learning, if you're continuing, you're always adding and learning, and you're not stopping, so then he never blink his eyes without learning, so then Torah won't be forgotten. But if it's ayif v'necha, but if we interrupt for the blink of the eye, that's already weakens our grasp and our retention of Torah. So the Gemara says, so we see from the pasuk is ayif v'necha b'vein. So that's Torah, and the beginning of the pasuk, the reshef ein reshef ela mazikin. The reshef is the mazikin. Shenemar mezei rav v'chumi reshef ketin rivi. So therefore, we prove from this pasuk that the Torah protects us from the mazikin. In fact, anyone who is Torah knows there's another power of Torah is Yisurin b'tilin imenu. The Yisurin, that sometimes the afflictions, sometimes we can chas v'shalom have to suffer from our veres, will be saved in them by the Torah. Shneimar b'nei Reshef yigiu uf ve'enu fil Torah. Shneimar yisayif v'necha v'nenu and Reshef Yisurin. Now we're doing a different. Even though we said before Reshef was Mezikin, alternatively we can also learn Reshef as Yisurin. Shneimar zeh rav b'chumi Reshef. So here also from the context, it indicates we're talking about just afflictions. So that's not a Even children know this concept. You don't have to come on. It's such a complex interpretation. That's from the Pasuk. If you listen to the words of Hashem, Vayoshev Einav Tasa, Vizantu V'Shamarta Kochukov, so if you do what it says in the Torah, you keep the Torah, then Kol Machlosh Samtim Mitzrayim Losim Alecha Ki Ani Yeshem Alecha. Then all the disease, all the afflictions that we punished in Mitzrayim will not be put on you. So that's obvious. And the Chiddush is Kol She'ef Shalasik B'Torah Oisik. Actually, it's actually the negative that Chas v'Shalom, a person could be Oisik and not Oisik, that the Shkoch maybe Yisurin, Oren, Oifer will bring very unpleasant Yisurin Shenemar Nelamti Domia Chasing Mitoy. Rashi says, I closed myself, I Torah, I prevented myself from learning Torah, and then I suffered Nechar. In fact, Torah is Toiv. Torah is all good. Is Torah. Hilechech Toiv Nasati Lefen Erasi Al Tazoivu. It's called the Torah is called Toiv.